idea, right? I can implement something into someone else's mind so that they can think about a certain concept that I want them to think about, or really feel what I feel with words, right? I don't say anything, but if I make a certain movement, you can think of the word love. If I make another type of movement, you can think of the word hate or anger, you know. So body is such a powerful tool and such a powerful a way of communicating, which makes it just really, really beautiful to learn about and to practice. So I want to share with you guys a few ways that I know that you can tell and can tell and bring across a story in your dance, and actually want to play around with that by guiding you through your own story, you could say. But before we get into that and I guide you through your own story, I first want to tell you a little bit about the different types of, or the different ways we can make stories in our dance. So there is 4 ways that I know of that we can build a story with our movement that makes people kind of come along and see that story unfold, okay? And I want to share it with you. So the first one that I know of is expressing the actual song. This is very straightforward and very literal. It means the words that I hear in the music, I can show you physically with my body, right? If I hear apple, I can grab an apple and bite it. Now, of course, that's not dance and that's not really interesting, but maybe I can grab the apple like that, and maybe I can bite it like that, for instance, right? Or anything. Maybe it's a sour apple and I respond to it, for instance, you know? We're not gonna get too much into that. What I'm saying is, number 1 is literally telling the story. So you take the story very literal and kind of mimic what is being said. The second option, or the second way we can portray a story, is through emotion. So instead of focusing on the story that is being told in the music, maybe I'm listening to an instrumental, but the instrumental gives me a certain feel, right? Some songs sound happy, some sound really sad, you know, some have a lot of energy, some are very silent in how they approach the music, right? How the music is being played can be very soft, for instance. And with that, I can build a certain emotion that I can then portray in my movement in certain ways by really instilling that emotional expression through my sizes, through my speeds, right? My tempos and so on, which is another way of making a story come to life. This is what you see me do most of the times. So when I talk about, or when I tell my stories, they're mostly just impulsive movements coming from my expression. I just have an impulse of energy, of happiness or sadness or anger, and I move from that, and whatever that is just going to be it. But people can understand and feel that there is something being said, even if they don't see literal words in my dance. The third option, or the third way we could build stories, is by literally thinking of a story ourselves, having a narrative in our dance and following along with that narrative. So think of, maybe I listen to a song and it makes me think of, for instance, the life of a tree. This is one of the stories that I've made a few times, which I also did in the 30 Days of Dance last year, where I expressed a tree basically coming from its seed, moving up, growing into the tree that it is with all the leaves, and then slowly, how do you call that? I forgot the word for that, when the tree dies, I guess. There's another word, withers, yeah. Slowly have it wither, the leaves falling off, and then slowly dying to go back to the earth. That was a piece that I did, which was actually just about life and death, right? But then through the life of a plant, of a tree, as opposed to my own life. And that was the story that I took. The music did not say any of that. There were no words being said about trees or anything. Even better, or better yet, it was music that did not even talk about trees or talk about life or death, but the energy, the feel connected me, connected me to that song in that way with that tree. So that's what I chose to do. And it was a very beautiful performance, and it helped me a lot to find movement that I could use in my dance. So that is the beautiful thing about storytelling and about keeping a certain narrative in our movement, It guides us so that we don't have to focus on anything. We don't have to focus on our basics, on our vocabulary, our moves, our techniques, our steps. Are we expressing the music right, or is it like, am I showing you the right sounds in the music? All of that doesn't matter, because as long as it fits to the story, it's right. So if the story tells me you're gonna have to stand still for a very long time, that is what the story is, and that's perfect. And that's the beautiful thing about storytelling as well. It opens us up and our movement up for interpretations and vocabulary that we probably wouldn't think of or do if we would just focus on what we know and just trying to dance the song out as opposed to feeling it. Yeah. And last but not least, we can of course tell our story through movement. So of course all of these above are also about movement. However, when I talk about stories through movement, what I really mean is small sequences of motion that fit together, that makes sense. So maybe I'm not telling a literal story, maybe I'm not thinking about my feeling, or focusing on my feeling and expressing my feeling. Maybe all I'm doing is bringing this arm down and this one comes down with it, right? Boom, boom, and then this one comes back up. So that is, you could say, a certain story, because there is a certain logics to it. There's a evolution of movement happening, right? One thing leads to the other, you could say. So it has that's the word that I want to say, a chronological order, for instance. And that just builds a certain type of story in our movement as well, even if it is not attached to how the music feels or how we feel, and it doesn't have a base as in like an actual real story. The movement makes sense, which creates a certain relation and is understandable for us, so it builds another type of story. Okay, so those are the 4 ways we can create and tell stories with our dance. And I want to take you through an idea. I want to take you through one and lead you guys, or guide you guys, not lead you, guide you through your own story and just have some fun with that, which means it's a very open class. It is based on what you come up with, what you create, what you feel, and not so much on what I want to give you. Of course, I'm going to tell you why we are doing certain things, and I'm going to lead you into it or guide you inside of it. But eventually it is going to be completely different for everybody, which is really, really beautiful. And hopefully you'll just have some fun and maybe learn something new along the way. Okay, so this story starts very simple with finding a song that you want to dance to. Okay, it can be anything. For now, I would suggest to take a song with lyrics, because I want to talk about the lyrical side of movement as well. Okay, so take a song with some lyrics so that we can actually implement that into the dance as well. And just find a song. Take a moment, find a song, and then after you did and you found something that you are interested in. So take a song and find something that you are interested in, and then from there we are going to move forward, and I'm going to guide you step by step. Okay, so now that you've found your song, it is time to work on the story and build a narrative inside of this song. We're going to do it together. I'm going to work in steps. And step by step, we are going to build that story together, basically. So the first step is very simple. The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to listen and feel. We're not going to move. So I want you to just play your song. Just play your song. Take some time. You can lay down if you want to. Lay on the floor. Keep your eyes closed. You can sit. You can stand. You can do whatever you want. But take a moment to listen to your song. Feel the energy. Let it come into you. See what kind of energy it makes inside of your body, or how it moves your body from the inside out. So does it make me feel happy? Does it make me feel maybe sad? Do I become calm from this? Or does it stir me up a little bit? Like, what does it do to me on the inside, as opposed to how can I move to it right away? Okay, so all you're gonna do for now is just play your song, sit down, lay down, close your eyes and listen. Now, if you want, what you could do, I got this from my partner and my best friend Dimension, my dance partner and my best friend Dimension. You can lay down, close your eyes and think of an empty space, completely white, okay? And you just think of that space and then let that space change to the song. That could be whatever. It could be colors. It could be seeing a story being played out. It could be seeing the words being played out in that empty space. You can keep an empty space or just, of course, come back here. Okay, so now that you have For now, I would suggest to take a song with lyrics because I want to, it's very simple. The first thing that we are going to is the underlining energy that I most of the times mean the melody. So there's always a certain melody in the music, and to me that melody is the underlining energy that basically takes the whole music around, right? The beat won't ever give you a certain emotion, you know? The beat gives us the rhythm, the pace that we can move to, but the beat does not give you does not tell you if the song is happy. Is it high pitched? Is it low pitched? Is it heavy? Is it, you know, that's because of the melody. And so, if you don't know what the melody is, it's the longer sounds. It's the piano, it's the guitar, it is the lullaby inside of the music, basically, right? So not the drums, not the raps, but the lullaby inside of the music, okay? And that can be different things in every song. So find your melody and just move to the melody itself. So let yourself be taken. I'm gonna take a song for a moment and do it for you as well so that you can see what my melody is and how I move to it and how I let myself be moved by the energy of the music, okay? So let's go. Watch me and then do it yourself. Okay, so this is my song and I'll take my time. This is what I feel. See, it's long. So now I could take the lyrics, but I'll stay in the vibe of the music. I can touch here and there. Eyebrows. I can touch here and there. But I'm not going to try and speed up and touch everything in the music. I just keep it open as if I'm making a sketch, and then later the sketch becomes more. You understand? Right? If I sketch, I just create the lines a little bit, but I'm not going to define my lines yet in my movement. If I, for instance, would define my movement, see, now I'm defining it. Now I'm going back to my sketch. So it's opener. Just feel it. Don't search, feel it. And it doesn't have to be big. If you want to stay small because that's what you feel, right? If this is what I feel, okay, so now it's your turn. Take your song and feel the melody, feel it and move from it, but sketch it, okay? Just sketch it. It's not the finished product yet. Do the whole song and then come back. Okay guys, now it's time for step 3. In step 3, what we are going to do is we're going now to listen to the melody as well as the lyrics, but we are going to play with the tempo or rhythm that we hear, right? Na da 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 da. So I hear that. That's my rhythm inside of my song, that is, right? And the melody, for instance, or the melody, what we're also going to work with is not only the rhythm, but also the scale. So in what scale is the sound being made and how does it variate with that, right? The musical scale. So for instance, I can hear la da da, it goes higher, la da 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 da, right? Or in the beginning of my song, I can hear ra ra ra. So it goes high, lower, low. So what I can do with my body then, of course, I'm not gonna move high, lower, low. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to take that energy inside of my dance and find a way to implement that. So maybe I'll become heavier. See, I don't have to go down to be heavier with my movement. So that's what I want you to focus on. The scale, the pitch of the sound, how high, how low does it go, right? And follow along with that as well as the rhythm. So I'm gonna do it for you again, and then you do it with your own song. Okay guys, it is time for step 3. And in step 3, what we are going to do is we are going to now focus and listen to the tones in the music and the scale of it, as well as the rhythm. So, for instance, if I take the melody, my rhythm is bram, bram, bram. That's my rhythm in my song. It's probably not the right tone completely with my voice, but that's okay. Or let's take the lyrics for me.